Is there a shortage of pickleball courts in your area? Or when you show up to play, all the courts are full? If there's a tennis court close by, there's a solution to your pickleball court problem. The net is up and the lines are almost perfect. When you see the numbers, you're going to realize that a tennis court and a pickleball court are much closer in size than you think they are. With just a few adjustments, you'll be playing pickleball in just a couple minutes. Hey everybody, my name is CJ Johnson, and when I first started coaching pickleball, most people used to say, "Pickle what?" It was also a time when this was generally the only court that we had to play on. The length is almost identical. The net is only 2 inches higher. The only real adjustment is the width of the court. The total width of the tennis court is 7 feet wider. Let's go ahead and make a couple adjustments so that you can start playing pickleball on a tennis court. You probably already have something in your pickleball bag that can help you to mark the court. You might have some water bottles, maybe if you're a tennis player, you got a can of tennis balls. Perhaps you have some type of cone to help you. Maybe you can grab one of your sport drinks out of your bottle, or in a pinch, a towel can work. Anything can help you to mark the court line. Now, if you happen to play on a tennis court often, Franklin makes a great court marker kit. Everything you need is inside. All the dimensions on are on the back. You even have a tape measure if you want to be really precise. And the best news is, right now this is about 20 bucks or so. I'm going to put a link in the show notes below to this kit. We're going to set this up in 3 easy steps. Now, the Franklin kit has centerpiece markers as well as corner markers. We're going to start with the most important part of a pickleball court, and that's the non-volley zone or the kitchen. The kitchen is 7 feet away from the net. So I'm just going to measure this instead of pulling out the tape measure that's in the kit. I'm just simply going to measure this using my feet. 7 steps away from the net. Now, I happen to have size 12s, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that should be pretty darn close to where my kitchen line is. A tennis court from singles line to singles line is 27 feet. So 13 and a half feet from the singles line to the center line. A pickleball court is 10 feet. So we're going to need to mark about 3.5 feet in from the singles line. So again, I'm going to put my heel to my singles line. I'm going to line myself up to the non-volley zone line that I've already dropped. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go about a half. And I'm going to line that up to the non-volley zone line that I have already laid down. I'm coming over to the other side. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Line myself up to that non-volley zone line. Now, because the service line to service line dimension is so close to a pickleball court, service line to service line is a 42 feet. A pickleball court baseline to baseline is 44 feet, so it's only 1 foot on each side. It's really just easiest to use that tennis service line as your baseline. So all I'm going to do now is drop my strips on the corner. Now that you got a court, if you're curious about the shots you need to play great pickleball, click this link for our free must-have shots guide. So now that you have the court set, let's talk about the net. Remember, we said that the net for tennis is 36 inches and a pickleball net is 34 inches in the middle. So you have a couple of different options, two options really. You could leave the net at 36 inches. That extra couple of inches is going to help you when you eventually get on a pickleball court with that lower net height, because the one player you can't beat in pickleball is the net. So by practicing with a net that's just a little bit higher, you're going to gain an advantage. Option number two is to just simply take the net strap and move the net strap over to the side. And what you notice that I did is when I moved the net strap over to the side, it lowered the net here in the center. And so that's certainly an option if you prefer to pull the net down just a little bit. Now, a couple of caveats here. If you do move this, because there's tension on this net, make sure that when you're finished, you move it back so that the court's ready to play tennis. One last thing, don't change the actual tension on the net strap. That takes some time and it's not fair to the tennis players. You can get that net lower simply by sliding the strap over to the side and lowering the net. My preference is leave the net a little bit higher, because when you get back out on the pickleball court, that 2 inches lower on the pickleball court is gonna feel like a gift to you. Now that you've got your court set up, let's talk about calling lines. The rules of pickleball are very clear. You can only call a ball out when it is clearly out. And the line call must benefit your opponents. So when you're calling these lines, be generous with the call. After all, it's just about getting out here and playing some pickleball. You may find it helpful if you had a cone, if you had a water bottle, you might find it helpful to come over and to place another object on the sideline to help you to get a little bit more of a visual, but it is not necessary to be able to do that. If you do place another object, or because the markers are not adhered to the court, just have a standing rule that if a ball hits the marker or you hit the marker as you're moving to a shot, that it's a replay. Don't use anything to mark the court. Don't use chalk, don't use tape. That could damage the court, and it certainly changes the court appearance for tennis players. In some areas, there's tension between tennis and pickleball over court use, and there doesn't have to be. As a pickleball player, if you're going to use a tennis court, make sure that you leave the court in the condition in which you found it, and that's as a tennis court. If you got value from this video, hit the subscribe button and come back each and every week, because together we can train smart, live bold, and age well.